channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's going to be a sit down video and we're just going to talk about a topic that I don't know, I guess I'm quite passionate about, and it's a question that I've been asked a few times over the years, and I thought, you know what, why not just share the tips here? So basically, if you haven't read the title yet, it's going to be about kind of just how to find your style and cultivate your genuine style, while also, I guess, cultivating and developing confidence through that. So without further ado, let's just get started. Also, really quickly, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Tap that red button below, turn notifications on, because sometimes YouTube doesn't really give out the notification for the video. So be sure to do that, and also follow me on all my socials, which are all listed down below, and I'll also be sure to put my Instagram up here. Yeah, super active on there too, so if you ever want to reach out to me, head to my Instagram, head to my DMs. Okay, anyways, without further ado, let's actually start this video. So basically, before I get started, maybe I'll give like a bit of background info on like, I guess where this all started and where like my love for fashion started. Basically, I have been a lover for fashion since like forever, like as long as I can remember. Like I literally remember watching The Nanny with Fran Fine. This was like back when I was like 3, 4 or something. It was probably like the reruns or something. And I just thought her style was so cool. I don't know, I loved the way that she made her outfits and everything, and I truly reckon a lot of those outfits literally could be worn today. Like there's that whole meme that like Fran Fine was like the original baddie before baddies were a thing, and I was like, literally, like she was on it. And like, I don't know, I just remember watching that and thinking it was just so cool, and I always liked putting in effort into what I wore. I picked out a lot of my outfits. Again, it was early 2000s. If I find photos, I'm gonna put them all here, but like, still though, I had such an appreciation and love for fashion. I was obsessed with America's Next Top Model and like any kind of show around fashion. The Bratz, I think I ended up loving the Bratz more than Barbie, just because of how like different and like out there their style was, and just how they were so good at like pairing things up. I just thought it was so sick. And like, I literally remember, I wish I still had it, but I literally remember having like making like my own like magazine almost, because I was obsessed with magazines. Like I loved magazines, literally up until, I don't even know, whenever Dolly was around. That's like probably when I stopped. But yeah, I remember loving magazines. So I basically like, I had this like Bratz stencil like book thing. It was like really cool. And then I would like trace all the like Bratz characters or whatever, and then I would make outfits for them and like write things next to them, because back then I wanted to be like an author and an illustrator. Like that was like my thing. And so like I literally would like write about them and then like make their outfits and stuff, and like I had a front cover, and I was like working on this for like months. Like I don't know why it took me like that long, but like my perfectionist self even back then was like working on it for ages. And like, oh, honestly, I wish I could find it. I know it's somewhere here in this house, but just like don't know where it is. I'm like, oh my god, the day I find it, I'm literally gonna cry. But it was so sick, and I think from then on I was like, I don't know, I just really had this genuine love and appreciation for fashion. And to me, I just see style and fashion as another form of art, you know. I would consider cooking another form of art, but it's just a form of art you can eat. I would see fashion as another form of art, just another form that you can wear. Paintings, one that you can see, you know what I mean? I could put them all in the same kind of, you know, thing. So yeah, that's like my earliest memories of that being a passion of mine. And like I obviously had like other passions too, like singing is still like another big one of mine, if you know me, and like there's a bunch of others, but fashion has just always like just been there, I guess, even before I was singing. And yeah, I think over the years there was just a lot of trial and error, and like getting inspired by people and things around me, and I'll get into that later. And yeah, that kind of really helped me find my style. I feel like I've always kind of like been in the same kind of realm of like this, like I haven't really strayed too far from like, you know, but like yeah, I don't know, I've just always been comfortable in what I liked, and I never really, if there was a trend that I didn't like that everyone was wearing, I just didn't hop on it if I didn't feel comfortable with it. And I want to provide you guys with that same kind of confidence to have your style. So without further ado, I think I've said that 20 million times, but let's just get into the tips. So step number 1, I would say, is start with, because you don't want all of this to be very overwhelming, especially if you're trying to, because the thing I've heard a lot is like, oh, like, you know, I want to have this kind of style, or I can't wait till I move out of city because I'm going to dress like this, or I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, just do it now, you know? But I can see why it would be so overwhelming, you know? And again, this is for people that know that they want to elevate their style, or they want to find their true style, but they don't know how to go about it. If you're like fine with like whatever you're wearing or your style, or you don't even care about this stuff, completely fine. That's fine. Continue watching or click off. It's up to you. But like, this is for those people that, you know, have like, I've gotten questions about that, or I always hear them make those questions, or like, oh, I'm going to wear this when I'm like 30, whatever. And I'm like, no, just do it now. What the hell? So this is for them. I just want to put that out there for a second. So basically, just so you don't get so overwhelmed, I would say ease into all of this. So start getting inspired by people, places. I'm like reading off this list that I made. But basically just start getting inspired by people, places, colors, patterns, things, Pinterest, runway shows, Tumblr. Like, I am on it very rarely, but you know, when I was on it, magazines, movies, music videos. Oh my gosh, yes. Instagram, We Heart It. Oh my gosh, I haven't used We Heart It in a hot minute, but that was another one. I was so for it. That used to help me a lot. And also on all these things, make sure you save, pin, like, reblog, whatever. Make a collection just so you have your visual representation of what you want. Or you can even make like an actual like proper old school collage and just like cut out bits from magazines or old magazines or whatever and stick it on a thing. Like that's always really good too. And I used to do that when I was younger. So just do that, just so you can have like a visual representation you would like your style to be. And another thing too, and I remember, I think it was Ashley from Best Dress. She made a video similar to this, and she mentioned this tip, and I thought it was so important. When you're like looking for fashion inspiration, basically, make sure you actually like the style and that you're not obsessed with the person or what this person, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not obsessed, like, you're not like, oh, I want this style because I want to live like this person, I want to be this person. Make sure that you're actually inspired by their actual style, not just because you like want their face or their lips, their brows or whatever. Like sure, it's good to have inspiration, but through this, we're not trying to beat ourselves up and feel worse about ourselves and talk more down on ourselves. We're trying to uplift ourselves and bring out our own genuine, true, natural style and our true, natural, you know, originality and everything. And like, I think if you get so caught up and get down that rabbit hole of like insecure thoughts and everything while you're doing this, it's just going to defeat the whole purpose. And you don't want to like have this being exercised to bring out your insecurities. That sucks. So make sure you're very, very cautious with that also. So step number 3, and this just might come up later on too, but basically just just wholeheartedly embrace what makes you unique and original, and really like reflect on this and think about this. And again, like I said, I want this whole process to also be like a self-love process too at the same time. I don't see why you can't mix them up together, you know? So just work out what makes you you and what makes you happy, and think about those kind of things and somehow work out a way to incorporate that. So if maybe the color yellow brings you the most joy or whatever, somehow incorporate that. Or so basically if you're very inspired by old architecture and the gold accents against the beige or whatever, like somehow incorporate that. And for me, that would be like my biggest one, and I think you'll probably notice that. Like it's always a gold, beige, white, like neutral tones, but like there's always like a gold accent in it too. And I also feel like it complements my skin the most too. So just do whatever you feel like brings out your most original self and also complements your natural looking self too, you know? Okay, now the next step, once you've gotten inspired and all this kind of stuff and you feel like you really found what you kind of like, make sure you kind of go through your closet and carefully examine what's in there already. So basically what I said is you should, when you're going through it and examining all of that, make sure you check like what should stay, what should go, what does and what doesn't align with your natural style, like your true style, and also what makes you feel the most confident, because I think that is the most important. Because if you have a bunch of trendy pieces in there and you just bought them because you felt like you had to, because your whole friendship group had it and you actually never wore it, and you're just keeping it there just to keep it in there, get rid of it, like get rid of it. And or maybe if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you're like, I've got these knee-high boots and they're cute, but I actually feel really uncomfortable when I'm in it, and I feel like, you know, you just kind of start withdrawing into yourself because you feel uncomfortable and you feel like everyone's staring at you. Get rid of it. Don't keep it. Seriously, like don't keep it. And again, think like, you can feel free to bring things in your closet again and bring, like, let them out, it's fine. Never just box yourself in one thing. That's fashion in general. It shouldn't have too many limitations. And I know there's like the fashion rules and like fashion police, I don't know, but like at the end of the day, fashion's fashion and it's art, and you should not really limit yourself too much, honestly. I don't really believe in too many fashion rules, honestly. Like whatever you think looks dope and makes you feel the best, stick with it, you know? I don't know, that's my opinion though. The next thing I would say is when you are wanting to, like you've done the whole closet clean out and everything and you're like, I have nothing left. Chill out, that's fine. But also it's not always good to get into the habit of culling out your whole closet and just to like add more to it. Like sometimes it's fine to just go a little bit minimal if you want, or just, you know, stick with what you've got. When you do start like finding pieces or you want to start buying pieces, my tip would just be to start slow. Don't buy a whole closet at once because you will regret it most likely. Make sure you just kind of go back to your mood board as a point of reference and just check. Be like, you know, what do I gravitate towards more? What do I tend to save more often than not? What is my eye catching the most? You will know, like you will, trust me, you will know. Like I think when I like started realizing all my mood boards had berets in it, and I was just so obsessed with just that European style, or that Parisian style specifically. And then another tip too is like I would maybe start with basics and then see where you go from there, because it's kind of easier to have, because you never want to be in that whole, and we've all been there, but when you're like, I have so many things in my closet but I have nothing to wear. So because oh my gosh, I've definitely been there. And I think the best thing is to start with basics and just build up from there, because you can mix and match with basics and still have them looking pretty dope. So just find basics that suit your style and work with that first, and then add any statement pieces or accessories that you really like that might like just be that little extra flavor to, you know, the basic piece. And yeah, honestly, basics really give me the plug with that. And another thing too, I would say just keep experimenting. So have a lot of maybe little like fashion shows to yourself in your room and just see what you like better, and just practice styling the outfits that you've got so far. And I think through trial and error you will get better, because I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. What? That was not on purpose. I promise. Even though I'm really corny. But anyways, seriously though, like you will get better through trial and error, and trust me, like you will forever have outfits and you'll like come home and be like, what the hell was that? Like literally what went through my mind to make me think that was okay? And like even though I said there's like no fashion rules and everything, which is true, but like trust me, there's definitely been times where I've like come home and been like, that didn't come out how I thought it would come out in my head, and I just put that away and just never did that combo again, you know? It's all about trial and error, it's fine. We've all been there, we've all had our little fashion, you know. So yeah, and then I think once you kind of like have found the outfits you like putting together, try it out in public and see how it makes you feel, and like see like, you know, if you like that kind of style. So just pop into the shops and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna try that outfit on that I've been like really liking during like experimenting and stuff, and just wear it and see how it makes you feel. And if you feel really confident in it when you're out and about, then do it. Like that's like, go with that, like keep going with that. Even if you're feeling extra as hell in the grocery shop with that new outfit you tried on, who cares? Like honestly, who cares? So honestly, that would be another tip of mine. Just keep experimenting, trying it out. Practice makes perfect, you know. Okay, so now that we kind of feel like we kind of have a grasp on what our style could be, or how we can go about like exploring our style, I'm just gonna give a few like confidence tips and everything, or things just to keep in mind when you're trying to find and cultivate your style, your new style, explore this style, whatever. So firstly, I truly do believe that, you know, fashion is a great way to express yourself. It's a great way to express your attitude for the day, or your personality, or, you know, what makes you happy. Or I truly feel like it's such a good tool to express how you're feeling. Again, it's art, you know, that's, you know, that's what it is. And I truly believe that when I'm looking my best, or at least attempting to look my best, I start to feel my best. Like if there's a day where I'm like, I've been feeling really sick all week or really down all week, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my makeup for a day and just like put an outfit on I like. And not that it's like not like I'm faking it till I make it, but I feel like it does to improve my attitude and mood for the day, I feel like. And also, if you're scared to like, I guess maybe wear what you actually want to wear, because again, this is a comment I hear all the freaking time, literally is like I literally remember getting this comment like years ago, like literally back in high school, and someone was like, oh my god, I can't wait to like wear trench coats like when I'm older and like living in New York and stuff. And I was like, sis, do it now. Like, what is holding you back? What, like, I get it though, like it's, you know, it matches, like, I don't know. Honestly, if you want to do something now, just do it. Like, or like, I remember another time I got a comment on like the way I did my hair. It was like 2 space buns and it was like down, or like the space buns were, I can't remember how it was, but it was like, different to what I usually do. And I just, had like an all black outfit and everything. And then someone replied to me and was like, oh my god, I wish I could like, wear that hairstyle. And I was like, girl, go ahead and do that. What's stopping you? Like, seriously. And I get it though. I think it's like maybe we're scared that people are gonna judge us, what they're gonna think. We're scared of maybe seeming too like out there when, like, you know, everyone wants to kind of blend in, you know, it's human nature, everyone's trying to belong. So any way you can belong, even like you're just gonna do that, assimilating the best way you can. I get it. But also, who cares what these people think? Like, truly speaking, like if they're not the opinions of people you know or care about or love, and it's about that, and it's just like some random chick at the shop, like, why are you caring what she thinks? Who cares? If you like that outfit and you feel like you'd feel really confident and incred in it, then like, just do it, you know? But with that being said, I do kind of understand where this comes from, especially if you're in Australia, and I'm gonna mention this because I feel like it's so, like, it's just so, like, this is the one part of the Australian culture I just don't subscribe to, and it's the whole concept of the tall poppy syndrome. If you're Aussie, you know exactly what that is, but if you don't, basically it's like the whole, like, notion of not, hold on, let me read out the definition for it so I really don't muck it. Oh my god, I literally looked up tall poppy syndrome Australia and it came up, like, straight away. Oh, jeez. So basically, the tall poppy, this is, like, according to Wikipedia, again, not the most reliable, but it's probably right. The tall poppy syndrome describes the cultural phenomenon of mocking people who think highly of themselves, cutting down the tall poppy. Common in Australia and New Zealand, it is seen by many as self-deprecating and by others as promoting modesty. And honestly, I get it, and I think that's why us Australians are seen as so humble and everything, is because we don't like to put ourselves on like a weird like pedestal or like stand out in any way that makes us seem like we're not like everyone else, if that makes sense. And like, I feel like I was talking to like, I commented on like someone else, his name is Daniel P. Stylist, I'm pretty sure. And like on his video, they mentioned, like I think he did a video with Effie Cats, like this Aussie designer from like literally down the road, not down the road, literally from Melbourne. And they were talking about tall poppy syndrome, or like they mentioned it, or they didn't say the word specifically, but that's kind of the concept they mentioned. And I commented about that and he was like, yeah, that's so true. And it's so alive in Australia. I can't even, like, honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, if you live here, you know, like the stares you get if you want to wear what you want. Like, I have a cousin who grew up in New York and lived there like literally forever, but she's living here like right now, and she literally mentioned to me, was like, the stares you get when you want to wear an outfit you want to wear that just looks really cool is insane. Like, people just don't, like, honestly, who knows? It could be stares because they're like, oh, that's a cool outfit, or it could be stares because they're like, well, who the hell does this girl think she is? And I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I can understand that because of the tall poppy syndrome whole thing in Australia. I can see why it would kind of deter people from like stepping out and taking fashion risks and stuff. I get it, trust me, because the stares, all of that, especially in the area I grew up in, it's so real. I get it. Even if I just wear like a coat and people already looking, it's a thing. I don't know, it's really strange. But anyway, so that's that. And I just wanted to mention that because I can understand that that's probably so ingrained in you, you don't even realize it, even myself, but it's fine. Don't even worry. If you want to wear what you want to wear what you want to wear, you know? And another thing too that I jotted down is don't let insecurities get in the way of what you truly want to wear, and try not to follow too many fashion rules, especially if it's limiting. And I mentioned that earlier, but I wholeheartedly believe that like, if there are fashion rules and you're like, I want to wear this orange jumpsuit, but like, the fashion police or whatever, I don't know, like they tell me I can't, then who cares? If you feel like that orange jumpsuit or whatever with, I don't know, would make you feel the most confident and the most you and bring out your true colors, girl, do it. Like this all, like I honestly, this is kind of why I like made this channel, is because I kind of want to empower like everyone that's watching me through fashion especially. And I've noticed myself blossom when I started finding my own style and like really being like cemented in that kind of style and everything. And again, with that being said, like you can always, don't put yourself in a box. Like if you want to one day try like a little like grunge, and then another day try like a little cottage core style, and then another day try like, I don't know, 90s style, do that. Like I don't think you should like box yourself in. And like I even though like this kind of style that I have is like very natural to me and it makes me feel the most confident, like I will like play that up most days. But if there's ever a day I want to like go hella 90s streetwear or like whatever, I will, you know? Like it's whatever makes you feel the best and whatever brings out some cool, you know, that's why people like, they put on an outfit and it brings out an alter ego out of them. It's so cool. It's fun. And it shouldn't be seen as anything too deep. And like, I know fashion is seen as very like materialistic and superficial, and I get that, but I don't think it also should be seen as that. Like I said, I truly see it as an art, and I think everyone else should. Like all of it, like the labels and everything, like I'm not like half my wardrobe is literally Cotton On. And nothing wrong with Cotton On, but I'm saying it's all like affordable stuff. I just know how to find the pieces that work with my style and make it work, because all my closet is like Cotton On. And I have this like one top that like literally I had in like, I think I got it when I was like 10, and it was from Supre, and Supre back then like and like I got it from Supre and I literally still have it and I still wear it, and it like it's not even like crazy quality or anything, but I just liked the style and I like thought I'd like keep it because I don't know, it's just like, don't be so consumed with labels and stuff like that. Like if you like it, just get it, you know? But yeah, and for sure, like once you start like dressing up, you're definitely gonna get comments that are like, you know, where are you going off to? Who's taking you out on a day or whatever, because it's like so maybe different from what you usually wear, and that's fine. Just be very smart and witty with it. I don't think they're coming from a malicious place or anything. It's probably just that they notice that you like, you know, look different and that you're like maybe glowing different because, you know, the outfit's bringing that out of you, and that's fine. Just have a cool little witty comment to come back out with, but never let those kind of comments, because you will get them, but never let those kind of comments like deter you from wearing what you want to wear, you know? It's fine. Like, yeah, honestly. And also, sometimes it even helps to have like friends, and I'm not saying get rid of your friends that aren't into fashion, that's so silly, but sometimes it does help to have friends that maybe are also lovers of fashion. They don't even have to be in your circle, but like that's why it's really cool that through like the whole Instagram fashion stuff, like I have found some like-minded people that also get that, and it's so cool to talk to them. And I think once you bounce off like thoughts about like fashion and the industry too, and like sometimes we get really deep about like the fashion industry and like all sorts of, especially what's going on right now, I think it kind of like helps out a bit and makes you like not feel like you're just like, I don't know, like a sticking out like a sore thumb. Like I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Maybe that doesn't really make as much sense as I thought it did, but basically I think what I'm trying to say is, you know, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable and the most you and brings out your true authentic self, go with that and nurture that, because like I don't think it's like fair or like the best to be living life like thinking like being completely insecure. And again, we all have insecurities and I get that, but like I don't know, it's just so dope when you can see someone really like be their true authentic self, whether internally or like externally or whatever. And if you can use fashion to bring that out, why not? Like honestly. And I think fashion's such a cool and useful way of exploring that and exploring your confidence and nurturing your confidence. Because again, you know, if you feel good in what you're wearing, you're gonna exude that and everyone else will see that, I promise you. And once you kind of like do that and maybe like fake it till you make it, if that works, like you will literally fake it till you make it, and you might start to develop that like confidence that maybe you've always wanted or you always wish you had or exuded or whatever. And yeah, like I said, you know, this also doesn't have to all be from like, you know, people. Like look at your surroundings, look at what like you find beautiful. Like if you find like the different types of textures of like, I don't know, maybe you go to like a botanical garden or something and you like love the different textures of all the plants and the different colors against each other or whatever. Maybe put that into your style and try it out, see if you like, you know what I mean? It doesn't ever always have to be in people. And like, even me, like I honestly noticed that I gravitate towards more of the beiges and the neutrals, but then with gold accents and whatnot. And that literally is because I'm so fascinated by, I haven't even been there, honestly. I mean, I was like 1 when I went, but 1, so I don't count this, but like the European architecture, and I just like, literally, it's just literally all the countries. Like, it's just so beautiful, and I love how they don't have a ton of skyscrapers there, and it's just all like old heritage buildings. I go somewhere like Paris or like Rome or whatever, and like a lot of the old like architecture has like a lot of beige and neutral tones, but then gold accents. And I think that's just so beautiful, like such a beautiful combination. And I try to incorporate that in my style, and I find that also even complements my skin tone, and like I love that. So that all of that together just like makes me feel the most confident. And that's not even a person, that is like a place, like a building, like a thing, like yeah. And again, like looking at like your inspos and having just some like style inspos always helps too. But yeah, and again, like I said, I know this might seem like silly, like, you know, this is so superficial and so like materialistic, but again, like I said, it doesn't have to be that way. Fashion is art, and it's such a good way to express yourself, and I know I've repeated that over and over again, but I truly believe that. And like, never feel like you're boxed into one style where you just have to follow this, like copy everyone, follow the status quo, whatever. Trends are cool, don't get me wrong, like I love trends too. Like I think that's like, that's the whole, like that's fashion, but also you don't have to wear trendy pieces if you don't even like it. Like find pieces you like, find classic pieces, go thrifting. Oh my god, go thrifting. Or even go looking in your parents' closet or things they were about to like give away to donate or whatever, and see if there's any pieces you like and then donate the rest or something. I've like went through like my dad's like closet, and there was like oversized suits and stuff, and I'm gonna see if I can try to get them tailored, because they're like the perfect size but just like a little bit too, like kind of swallowed me like a little bit too much, but like they were so nice, and I was like, oh my god, these are probably such good quality. And like I'm pretty sure when he got it, it was like the 80s, 90s. It definitely was, and I'm like, why don't I just keep it and just maybe alter it and make it suit me? And that was $0. That could have gone away, or like probably just collect the dust in the garage or something. So just look around your house, see what your parents have or what your brothers have or your sisters, whatever, and just work with it. You don't always have to spend a ton of money. Thrifting's so fun, honestly. Like I'm gonna try to do thrifting more, but the times I've gone it's just so fun. And I love vintage pieces and I love incorporating them, so I think that's why I love thrifting so much. Also thrifting's hard though, not gonna lie, where I live, oh my god, it's so hard. Like, I don't know, it's just really hard, but it kind of makes it more fun too at the same time. But with that being said, that's kind of it for this video. I kind of hope this kind of helped out a little bit and answered that question, because it's something I've gotten quite a lot, especially as of recent. And yeah, it's just something I've really like have a lot of thoughts on. And again, I can go into more depth about this another day if you would like. Just leave me questions in my comment section below, or DM me what your fashion questions are, and I would love to answer them, or give you tips. If you've got some like your closet and you're like, girl, like, can you help me out with this? Send it to me. Like literally, honestly, that actually is such a good idea. Literally do that if you want. Hit me up on my DMs. Again, I'll put my Instagram somewhere here. But yeah, and also too, I haven't really like talked about this a ton here, but again, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been pretty active in terms of this. But basically, in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement right now, I honestly am forever going to be speaking on this. I have forever been vocal on this and will never stop being vocal, and I think now more than ever I'm starting to realize that I need to be even more vocal, because honestly the George Floyd murder, and that is exactly what it is, we're not going to call it anything else, that really shook me. and honestly, like, it's not even like that, like, literally all of them have really, really shaken the world, but like, I don't know, they really, really have affected me quite a lot. Even as of recent, the case with Elijah from like last year, that one really, really, like, honestly, I'm not even gonna go into depth about it because I'm not gonna cry, but go to my Instagram, look at my IGTV. I kind of talked about it and talked about why it's so important for even you to speak up, even if you've got 10 followers or 20 million followers. You still have the power to make change, and I wholeheartedly believe in that. People were DMing me after that saying that they felt inspired to do that even though they had no followers, and that is exactly why I've made that video. I think it's a time to sit back and be silent, and I get it. Look, everyone's doing their own thing at their own pace, and not everything's online. Of course, I get that, but please, just, I hope you are being proactive and speaking up when you hear or see anything that's like a little bit off racially or whatever. Microaggressions, call that out to, because they are just, they might seem small, but they really, really, really do add to the bigger picture, and they're just as damaging too. And that microaggressions is something I've had to deal with my entire life, literally, especially during high school. Oh my god. And that is something I can talk about another day, because I have been thinking about this for like years, to talk about growing up black in Australia, or not even black, but just African too, and I have some thoughts about that, but I will go into that another day. But again, like I said, resources are down below in my description. Please, please, please suss them out. I've got a Google Docs below too that has the US and Australian links too, because again, it's not just happening in America, it is happening in our own backyard, and I think it's quite ignorant to believe that it's not, and that it hasn't been. It's pretty insane to think that. So please, please, please do your part, whatever that is, big or small. If you can share resources to your friends and followers, do that. You know, if you care about losing followers, who cares? They're not the kind of people you want on your followers list anyway. Trust me. I promise you, it is better that they're out. Trust me. I lost a lot of followers too. Lost some friends too, and that's fine, because I kind of, not gonna lie, this whole thing has brought out the true colors out of a lot of people, brands, everything, so that's fine. But again, please do what you can, please speak up, and forever keep fighting the good fight, because this is not over. I will leave all the links below for ways you can help, and again, on my Instagram too, I've been posting quite a bit, and I've got Black Lives Matter highlights up there too, with some info and ways you can educate yourself also. I think even Netflix is helping out with that too. Spotify had like a whole Black Lives Matter section, or like like honestly, the resources are there for you. Go and do it. Like, as Flex Mummy said on the Bobo and Flex podcast, if you don't listen to that, you definitely should. But like, do your Googles. Like, yo, we're living in such a good time where we have that easy access. Do your Googles. Like, seriously, it's not that hard. Like, just go ahead and do your Googles. Anything you're confused about, Google it. We're so lucky these days that we have that at our fingertips, literally. So, I know this kind of took like a different turn, and I kind of spoke about like something else, but it is quite important, very important actually, and it's something I feel very passionate about, and I will forever continue to speak up, and I will never stay silent about it, and I think you guys should be the same too. So that kind of wraps it up, and I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the day. Make sure you stay kind to each other, stay kind to one another, and I'm sending you guys so much love and light this weekend and for the rest of the week. But yeah, have a beautiful day, guys. Bye.